God began to show me something through this. 1 Samuel, the 17th chapter, and the 41st verse. Read.
And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David.
And the Philistine, David was at home feeding his sheep. He was minding his own business. But God was getting ready for a job. David said, okay, if I step out here, right here. Amen. He said, don't you step from behind that pulpit, on the step here. David was minding his own business. He was feeding the few sheep that his daddy had for him to feed. But there were some things that came up in David's life, was a lion and a bear. And they began to devour the sheep. But as they began to devour the sheep, David went and took the sheep and the bear. He took the lamb out of his mouth. So David had some experience with God. David had, Holy Ghost, thank you. David had some experience with God. He knew what it meant to fight. He knew what it meant to stand on God's word. He knew what it meant to do what God say do. So now here he is. The Philistine came on and drew near unto David. There was a Philistine. His name was Goliath. And they were afraid of Goliath. And because they were afraid of Goliath, they ran and they fled from Goliath's presence because of the way he looked. Well, that's what people are doing with the coronavirus. Because of the way it looks, they are fleeing from his presence. It's affecting them. Goliath was affecting them just by the way he looked. So, because of one day when David was coming down to bring his brothers something to eat for his daddy said, go and see how they're faring. And he went down to take them something to eat, and the battles were set array, one against another. And David looked around and David said, what's going on? He asked somebody because he didn't understand. He probably didn't even know they were having a battle. But if they were getting ready to go to battle. But if they were getting ready to go, he wanted to know what was going on. He said, what's going on here? And they began to explain to David that the battles were set in array and they were getting ready to go to war. But on one side, there was a giant. And everybody was scared of this giant. His name was Goliath. But David looked around. He didn't understand why they were so fearful. David looked around and said, is there not a cause? Can somebody stand up against this giant? Is there not a, why are they running? What's going on? Why are they not going on and doing what God say do? Is there not a cause? David understood the cause. He understood why he was called. He went on and asked what would be done and all this for the man who defeated him and all of that. But watch this. I want you to see this. I bring all of that out for you to see this. I want you to see this. Start reading again at the 41st verse.
And the Philistine came on and drew near unto David. And the man that bare the shield went before him.
The man that bare the shield went before the giant. This giant was big. So I don't understand. And the man that bare the shield went before him. I don't know if somebody went before David or went before the giant or whatever. But anyway, David went. Watch this.
And when the Philistine looked about, he saw David. He disdained him.
He disdained him. Doesn't this remind you of the coronavirus? He disdained him. He put him down. Talking about who is this little stripling that's come up against me. He disdained him. He made little of David because he didn't
For he was but a youth. And ruddy and a fair coat.
He was a good-looking boy. So he didn't think he could really do anything. See, man looks on the outer appearance, but God looks at the heart. Amen. Come on, everybody talk about it. Well, I don't know why they know they ain't supposed to be assembling. They know that God understands why we assemble. Yes, God understands what we're doing. Yes. See, man don't know everything. Should we obey the laws of land? Yes. If you run a red light, you're going to get a ticket. I'm going to tell it just like it is. But I must say, if they tell you, they're not specific at what they are saying and tell you to spread out and all that. We spread out this morning. Amen? Amen. We spread it out. But I want you to see something. I want you to understand something here. For he was but a youth and ruddy. Look at the 43rd verse.
And the Philistine said unto David, Am I a dog?
Somebody say. Notice this now. I want you to notice this. The Philistine said unto David, Am I a dog? Watch this.
That thou comest to me with staff. And the Philistine cursed David by his gods.
Now, you got to understand something. The Bible said that the Philistine had come 40 days and 40 nights saying the same thing. See, this is all we're hearing now is the coronavirus. Right. The Philistine came day and night saying the same thing. Everything. I'll take your head off of you. I'll do it. He began to talk to the Israelite army and tell them what they couldn't do. He said this 40 days and 40 nights. That's why faith comes by hearing by the word of God. You got to be careful what you listen to. Amen. You can't listen to all that stuff. Listen to me. I know you got to see the news sometime. I understand that. I know you got to know what's going on in the world, but you better not look at it more than you look at God. Jesus. Amen. Come on, I got to tell you this. You got to see God first. And you better put God's word ahead of every word. Yes, sir. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. Amen. Jesus said, let me be the truth, and every man a liar. Amen. We've got to hear what God is saying. Yes. Amen. And the Israelites, they moved in day and night. 40 days, can you imagine? Can you imagine 40 days and 40 nights? Somebody telling you the same thing over and over and over again, and it gets in your hearing over and over, and you start believing that instead of the truth. Come on, somebody. Because you're hearing it over and over again, day and night. Every time we rise up, they got it on the TV. Every time we rise up, they got it on the news. You can't even go in a store without it being on the news. That's all we're hearing. But are you hearing from God? Jesus said himself took our infirmities and bare our sicknesses, and with his stripes we're healed. Who are you hearing from? Come on, somebody. What did God say? What did God say? We're hearing this. So the Philistine, Goliath comes in day and night. And he tells them he's going to take their head off their shoulders. Not only is he telling them that, they are looking at his appearance. This is what the coronavirus is doing. The coronavirus is talking, and folks is looking at what it's doing, and how it's a giant. It's a giant. Look what he says here. Look what the giant says. So he's telling these Israelites day and night, I'm going to take your head off of you. I'm going to kill you. Send me somebody. Send me a man that can fight against me. That's what the virus is saying. Send somebody. Amen. This is what God told me all this morning. God said it is a demonic enemy from hell. Yes. And folks get you and say, well, you know, the Lord put so and so on the earth to get these folks right. Well, I don't know what kind of God is that, because I wouldn't serve him. Amen. He's not that kind of God. The Bible says he's good and he doeth good. He loves you. He cares for you. we stand here, you done stop my flow. You done stop life. Now, life ain't going to be the same as you know it. I got to tell you that. It's going to be different, but it's going to be better for the Christian.
Amen.
Come on, I'm telling you. It's going to be better for we coming up on the top. We on the top shelf. That's where we going to stay.
Amen.
Come on, somebody. We going to stay here. Watch this. I want you to see this. Lord have mercy. He said, am I a dog that you coming to me with staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. Watch this, read.
And the Philistine said to David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air.
He talking big turkey,
and to the beasts of the field.
Oh, honey, that's why people running scared. Because the virus is talking to them. This is a demonic force that has come into the earth to annihilate the people of God and to, most of all, to shut up God's folks. Because the churches is shut down. It come to shut up the church and to kill everybody else.
Amen.
That's what it come to do. It come to kill, to steal, and destroy. But Jesus said, I've come that they may have life, that they may have it more abundantly, to the full and to the overflow. Jesus drew the line between him and the devil. He called the devil the thief. The coronavirus is a thief. It comes to kill, to steal, and destroy. But thank God for the secret place.
Yes, sir.
They that dwell in the secret place shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge. He is my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver me from the snare of the fowler and the noisome pestilence. And under His wings I'll take refuge. 1,000 may fall at my side, 10,000 at my right hand, but it shall not come by me. You gotta know who God is.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You gotta know.
Amen.
You His people.
Yes.
Preach, Pastor.
You're the sheep of His pasture.
Hallelujah.
Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Jesus.
He's God. The Philistines knew that they were afraid of him, but until he met David, he knew. That's why he kept talking big junk, because he knew. You know, I showed my husband on the phone this morning. I said, look, baby, the nurses and the doctors was in the ER on their knees. I showed my husband on Facebook. I said, look at him. I said, the nurses and the doctors are on their knees, praying and crying out to God that God would keep them in the presence of their enemies. Praying. The nurses and the doctors in there crying out, honey, it's going to be revival going to come out of this.
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I said revival going to come out of this.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Honey, the churches just will get ready. They just will come out of hiding. They just will get ready because revival is in the land. Revival is coming out of this.
Yes.
Amen.
Revival is coming out of this, baby. What the devil meant for evil gonna turn it into
Yes,
your
sir.
good. And not only that, God gonna shake the money. He's already shaking the money. He gonna shake the money out of the rich folks' hands into the hands of believers. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. God is gonna shake hell. He's shaking heaven and earth, and some of that money gonna land in your pocket.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
You watch and see on it.
Thank you.
Watch and see on it. The wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just.
Yes, sir.
You watch and you see. Don't you come out better for this.
Amen.
Watch and see. The church is at its finest hour.
Yes.
Do you hear me? The church, when God started talking to me this morning, I already knew what this was. But when God started talking to me this morning, honey, the church is in their finest hour. You ain't got to worry about nothing. God will take care of you.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
You're going to end up with money you don't even know how you got it.
There you go.
And I ain't just talking about that little stimulus check either. I ain't just talking about that. You're going to end up with, that ain't the first check. You're going to end up with money you didn't even know you had. Because the wealth of the wicked
Yes, sir.
is laid up for the just.
Yes.
Watch and see. To the victor goes the spoils. Just stand. Having done all, stand. To the victors go the spoil. Watch this. I want to show you this. Watch this, read. Watch this.
Then said David to the Philistines.
Then said David, he told him, I'm going to take your hind parts and throw you to the fowls of the air. I'm going to show you who I am. That's what coronavirus is doing. Walking around straightening the earth. That spirit is straightening the earth.
My Lord.
It is. It's going back to and fro in the earth, seeking whom he may devour. Seeking who's scared.
Yes.
Because fear feeds it.
That's like that.
Yes.
Fear feeds it. God has not given us the spirit of fear,
Amen.
but of power,
Yes, sir.
love, and of a sound mind.
Hallelujah.
Oh yeah, he'll try to attack your body through this. He done already tried me. I said, oh no, that ain't mine. Yeah. You got to know who you are. You ain't got no business with a headache. Do you hear me?
Amen.
The devil is lying, honey. He's lying. You ain't got no business with a headache. When a headache comes, you ought to say, up, out, in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Jesus.
That ain't yours. Sickness and disease is not yours. He was wounded for my transgressions. He was bruised for my iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. And with his stripes, we were healed. Peter picked it up and said, we were healed. Good God Almighty. Don't let Zion say I'm sick.
Amen.
Come on, you know it's of the devil.
Yes.
When he said, don't let Zion say I'm sick, y'all ready. Y'all are ready. I got you ready. The Holy Ghost got you ready.
Yes. Thank you, Jesus.
So I'm going to feed your carcasses. Watch this now. Philistine said to David, come to me. I'm going to give your flesh to the fowls. Now watch, look at the 43rd. Then said David. See, David didn't keep his mouth closed when the devil started talking. See, some of y'all, when the devil started talking, y'all say,
Yeah.
no. Because no. He trying to lure you in. He got what you call a lure. You know them fish, you know, my husband loved to fish. But one thing I do know about it that he used to put on line is a lure. You know how you throw that lure out there and it's shiny or whatever. You know, he see the fish see it, he go after it. See, what the enemy trying to do to you is he's trying to lure you in. See, because sickness and disease ain't yours. So he starts with a feeling. Ooh. Chest, don't let the chest be hurt. Chest, that's a heart attack for sure. Ooh, no, that's a lure.
Yes.
That's a lure. That's a lie. He's trying to lure you in to get you in agreement. He know you got power. Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and nothing shall by enemies harm you. He knows you got power, and he knows if you get an agreement with him, he got you, because it took your power to do it.
Jesus.
Yes.
Wow.
You had to agree with him.
Amen.
He got to lure you in. He got to get you saying, okay, you right. I do. Let me go to the doctor. I'm having a heart attack. Let me go.
Yes.
And as soon as you get there, the doctor get an agreement with you. He said, what's your symptoms? That's the doctor. Well, William, what's your symptom? I guarantee you, see, we live in a spirit world. And I guarantee you half of those folks that went to get tested for coronavirus didn't have it till they got there.
Come on now.
Listen to me.
Come on.
Come on now.
The Bible said, as they went,
Come on.
they were healed.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Right.
See, as you go,
Come on now.
as a man thinketh in his heart,
Yeah. That's it.
so is he.
Come on
Yeah.
And I guarantee you half of them folk
Yeah.
that went to the doctor to get tested, they got scared. They didn't have it. But by the time the doctor finished testing them, he pronounced it on them. He found it.
Oh, God.
That's right. Jesus.
Huh. He shot.
Oh,
Oh, she keep a higher.
Jesus.
Oh, she keep a higher.
Jesus.
Woo.
Ha. God.
Oh.
Hallelujah.
Hey.
You got the Philistine. David said, he said, okay, you talking, now I'm going to talk. See, because when the enemy starts talking, logos, right? What? He kept coming back as long as Jesus said it was written, because that was logos. The enemy kept coming back. But when Jesus said, it is said.
Yes.
Oh.
Good God Almighty. He said, it is said.
Wow.
Once he said that and quoted the scripture, it became rhema.
Jesus.
And when the word becomes rhema, it becomes alive in your spirit. It is a part of you. And now the enemy must flee. The Bible said, then the devil leaveth him for a
Glory to
season.
God.
Yes.
Jesus.
Jesus.
Working the power.
Yes.
My God.
No. David said to the Philistine, what did David say?
Thou comest to me with a sword and a spear and with a shield. But I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts.
I'm coming to you in the name of the Lord Sabaoth. The Lord of hosts is, I'm coming to you. I'm coming, good God, Holy Spirit, thank you. I'm not coming to you in my own might. I'm coming to you in God's military might.
Jesus.
The Lord Sabaoth means militia, military. I'm coming to you in God's military might. He's the Lord of Sabaoth. He's the Lord. That's why Joshua asked God. The Bible said there was never a day like the day of Joshua when Joshua spoke to the sun and the sun stood still.
Wow.
The Bible said there was never a day like it. And the angel came up to Joshua and Joshua said, are you with us or are you for us? He said, I'm from the captain of the Lord of hosts, the Lord of Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts. I'm coming in, I'm here in God's military might. Can you imagine how great God is? And God comes to you in his military might. Can you imagine how great God is? To come to you with a military spiritual army?
Yes.
David said, I'm coming to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel.
Yes.
Good God Almighty. He said, I'm coming to you. See, that's called epignosis. That's the knowledge of God. Knowing the word of God, the epignosis. He understood the Lord of hosts. He understood God's military army and what they could do. He understood it. David said, you come to me with a sword and a spear, and a shield. But I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of what?
The God of the armies of Israel.
Didn't I tell you it was a military? God got a military that'll fight for you. They call angels.
Yes,
Amen.
Woo!
Thank you, Jesus.
God got a military army.
Yes.
The angels. Some of them broke up because you got one following you day and night.
My God. Thank you.
But there's an army of angels that God got that'll fight, that's ready. Jesus said, he said, don't you know if my father, I could get out of this mess, all I had to do is call on my father and he released 12 legions of angels?
Yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
Good God. And folks run around scared. No, I will not fear. The Lord is on my side.
Amen.
The God of the armies of Israel. Folks are scared to go in the grocery stores.
Yes.
I didn't say act like nothing's happened. I didn't say that because something has happened in the earth. But I'm saying to you, know that God got you covered. You got to know that. Because if you don't know God got you covered, you liable to not make it. They don't tell you about the folks, the 13,000 folks who overcame it.
Amen. No, they didn't.
They don't tell you about there's 13,000 folks who overcame coronavirus who had it. 13, they don't tell you about that, but they tell you about the 22,000 that died.
Yes.
Oh, God is too good.
Yes.
He's good and he's doing good. He loves you. He cares about you. He don't want one. He said, God don't want you worried about nothing.
Nothing.
He don't even want you worried about your bills. He gonna see to it that they get paid.
Yes.
He don't want you worried about nothing through this. He wants you to come out unscathed. He wants your faith to come out unscathed.
Yes, Lord.
Because if you worried, it'll affect your faith.
Yes, it will. Thank you.
Worry will kill your faith dead as a hacker. My grandma used to say that, dead as a hacker. Your worry will kill your faith. Do you hear me? Why do you think God said don't worry? It'll kill your faith. He said be anxious for nothing, but in prayer and supplication make your request known unto God. He said not one hair on your head will be harmed. He don't want you worried about nothing. God don't want you worried about nothing.
Nothing.
And all they want to report is somebody died.
Yes.
That's all they want to report. Death is defeated for us. That's the last enemy that's going to be killed is death.
Yes.
But death, Jesus said death is under our feet. Yeah, it's under our feet. We ain't got no business scared nowhere, whether we stay here or go.
Amen.
We gonna stay here to finish the work. Y'all better, I know I am. I'm gonna stay right here. I ain't finished. I'm gonna stay right here to finish.
Amen.
But death is under our feet. Whether we leave or stay, like Paul said, whichever way I go, I'm still blessed.
Yes.
God Almighty. So keep reading. We're going to close it out. Watch this.
Whom thou hast defiled.
He said, this is what David said. I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defiled. That's why David was so upset. David was so upset because this thing had defied the armies of the living God. You ought to be upset because this mess doesn't stop the church folks from gathering together.
Yes. Yes.
You ought to be upset.
Yes.
You ought to have holy indignation and praying against it, calling it down. Every stronghold in the name of Jesus, go back to hell where you came from.
Amen.
Yes.
You ought to be indignant. David was indignant. David was upset because it defied the armies of the living God. What can stop us? Who can stay God's hand? God said, Janet, because you know me, you come forth. He said, everybody that say, Lord, Lord, won't enter. See, when you know God, when you got a relationship with God, and you know what God will do, honey, it ain't nothing for you to bind that spirit up. It's got to go. It cannot stay. We're standing in the world's stead. We're standing between, like Jesus, it was the mediator between God and man. We are the standing in the world. We're standing in the gap for the world. Amen. The church is supposed to stand in the gap to make up the hedge. These young people, though, the old people, though, watch out for these young people are militant. I looked on Facebook, and Pastor Matthew Stevenson, I don't know if y'all ever heard of him. That boy, he's bad. I'm telling you. He got, do you know Matthew Stevenson? Matthew Stevenson. He got churches in New York and Pennsylvania, just different churches everywhere. Man, these young people, they moving for God. They are moving for God. And it behooves us. It behooves us to pray and get in the mix. I'm telling you. Watch this. Watch us. Get ready to close it out. Watch this.
This day will the Lord deliver thee in my hand.
He said, this is what David said. David said, now the Philistine talked his junk. Now David is getting ready to talk his junk. See, you got to be ready to talk smack to the devil. Because whenever he tell me he going to kill me, you can't kill me. I don't belong to you. I belong to God.
Amen.
So how you gonna kill me? I've been translated out of the kingdom of darkness into the kingdom of his dear son. Matter of fact, I'm in a different kingdom than you are.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus Christ. And slap him upside the head with a few more scriptures. Amen. David said, wait a minute. See, because the enemy come to talk smack to you because he's trying to coward you down. See, once he cowards you down, you ain't no fit for nobody. You can't help nobody because you too scared to open your mouth. He said, this day. What did David say? This day.
Will the Lord deliver thee into my hand?
He gonna deliver you in my hand. God, I'm telling you, that coronavirus is already in our hand. It's already done.
Amen.
Amen.
It's already done. God told me that this morning. God said, I read it to you. God said it won't be long there.
Amen.
Oh no, it's already done.
Amen.
But see, there's revival coming. Revival's coming. People ain't gonna be able to go back to that same old way.
Yes.
Because revival is coming.
Amen.
Amen. My Lord. Thank you.
This day. Keep reading.
And I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee. And I will give the carcass of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air.
He didn't wait till tomorrow. He said, this day. This day. This gonna start now. The coronavirus got to stop now. It's this day. Somebody say this day.
This day.
It must stop.
It must stop.
Come on, your words got power, baby.
Yes.
This day.
This day.
It must stop.
It must stop.
Now, everybody got mad with the president, and I don't go with so much he said. But anyway. Everybody got mad with the president, and when the president said we should be over this by Easter. Well, I thought about it, and even me myself, I said, well, God said, wait a minute now, Janet. He said, you saying that because it's the president.
Uh-oh.
Aren't y'all glad that God checks you?
Yeah. Amen.
If he ain't checking you, you ain't saved.
Uh-oh.
Come on. The Bible says examine yourself
Amen.
to see if you be in the faith or not. So I had to examine myself because I didn't want to hear what he had to say. Yeah. So I had to examine myself. Yeah. He said by Easter, this would be gone. I said, I don't know what he's talking about. God said, wait a minute, Janet. He said, you're a woman of faith. Why wouldn't you say that?
Wow.
He said, you're a woman of faith. Why wouldn't you get in agreement with authority?
Wow.
When you're a woman of faith, I thought about that. You know what? Jesus said, he said, did not I tell you that you were gods? He said, but if you, they came, and I often say this, they came to Jesus and they said, Jesus, they said they're mingling the blood of the Pilate, they're mingling the Christians' blood with Pilate's sacrifices. Jesus said, I say unto you, were they worse than anybody else? He said, I say unto you not. He said, because, he said, did not I tell you were gods? He said that over in the 80-something Psalms, 6 Psalms. He said, I told you were God. He said, but if you don't listen to me, you'll fall just like the princesses. He said, you'll die just like anybody else. You'll have a miserable life just like anybody else when you're not supposed to, when you're supposed to enjoy life. You know, some Christians think we're not supposed to enjoy life. You're supposed to enjoy life in the right way. You ain't got to be drinking liquor to enjoy life. He said, didn't I tell you that you were gods? Small G-O-D-S. Didn't I tell you were just like me? He said, but if you don't believe me, you'll get the same thing everybody else get. You'll be walking around with a cold, the flu. I never heard of the heavenly flu, have you? You'll be walking around just like everybody else, getting the same results just like everybody else because you don't believe. But here was a man named David who was not going to receive the status quo. You're going to get mad about the status quo. Don't receive the status quo. Let's close it out. Go ahead.
And I will give the carcass to the host of the Philistines this day, unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth.
What number you on now?
46.
Okay, 46. Keep reading.
That all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel.
That everybody ought to know. Everybody got to know. It's time for this church to shine. Because everybody got to know that there's a God in Israel. Come on, somebody. This is the church's finest hour.
Amen.
Come on.
Amen.
This is the church's finest hour. This that we're going through right now, this is the church's finest hour. The church got to let their light shine.
Amen.
All right, watch this.
And all this assembly shall know that the Lord saveth not with sword and spear. For the battle is the Lord's.
For the battle is the Lord's. He don't save with just medicine.
Amen.
Medicine don't always do it. I told you, I don't have anything against doctors. Thank God for the doctors. Woe for the doctors, a whole lot of Christians would be dead because they won't believe God. But there is a way. I am 62 years old, and I've been living healed ever since I found out who the healer was.
Amen.
I used to stay sick. When I was a young girl in high school, I couldn't even go to my senior prom because I was sick. But I knew that there had to be something greater. I knew that there had to be something better. And when I found out who Jesus was and what he did at Calvary, I started walking in healing ever since I was about 20 years old. And I'm 62 now.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
And doctor, when I go to doctor to get my checkups, Dr. Samuel Jones, Miss Stanfield, he called me Reverend Stanfield. Reverend Stanfield, everything checking out good, you all right? He can't believe it. Because 62, you supposed to be hurting everywhere. Look, at 62, they think everything supposed to be broke, busted, and disgusted. That's not true. It's what you believe.
Amen.
It has to do with what you believe. All right, let's close it out. Watch this. I know I keep saying close it out, but we're going to get ready to close it out. Watch this.
And he will give you into our hand.
He going to give you into our hands. He said, somebody say what you say.
What you say
is what you get.
is what you get.
He said he going to give you into our hand. Oh, he going to do that. He going to give you into our hand. Keep reading.
And it came to pass, when the Philistine arose and came and drew nigh to meet David, that David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistine.
He ran to meet the Philistine. He ran to meet the trouble. God said, my people must run to meet this trouble in prayer. He ran to meet it. He didn't run from it. He wasn't scared, ducking and bobbing, weaving and bobbing. Keep reading.
And David put his hand in his bag, and took thence a stone, and slang it, and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell unto his face to the earth. So David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and with a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him. But there was no sword in the hand of David.
Go read. Keep reading.
Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword, and drew it out of his staff thereof, and slew him, and cut off his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled.
Cut his head off. And when Saul sent for David, Saul found out that the giant was dead. He said, who is this young stripling? He called him a stripling. But when David got to Saul's face, David called him a young man. Saul called him a young man. He called him a young youth. He didn't call him a stripling then, because when David came in there, David came in with the head of the giant in his hand.
Jesus.
God, let's stand to our feet. God has given this victory into our hands.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
Do you hear me, church?
Glory to you. Thank you.
God has given this victory into our hands.